So I'll try to make this relatively quick. There's been a big gun rights sanctuary movement that's kicked off in Virginia and now spreading across the country. We've been pushing stuff like this since about 2012. These resolutions in cities and counties throughout Michigan. There's already been a handful of them that were passed when we were focusing on this way back when. But the idea's been out there, and it kind of sparked up in Virginia after the governor, who was the guy that was, wearing the Klan uniform. He was in blackface. That guy, Ralph Northam, the blackface guy, he, in order to atone for his, past racism, he's going to the far extreme left. And that means that he wants to ban guns, he wants to take down all the monuments, he wants to do all this crazy stuff. But with the guns, he and other Democrats have proposed measures that would do many awful things, including ban all assault rifles, not just the sale of new ones, but the ones that people already have. They would have to turn them in or they'd potentially be arrested, gun registry, and other measures that are coming down the pike. And Norton's 100% behind them. He wants them passed and signed into law. And there's immediately was a pushback, unprecedented. Counties started passing resolutions saying we will not comply with this type of measure. So very good news. And then Governor Northam came out and he doubled down. He said that he would order police to arrest anyone who did not comply. And then when police started coming out and sheriffs started coming out and saying that they weren't going to enforce these laws, he threatened to sic the National Guard on the police and the sheriffs. So this has only intensified the pushback. Now dozens of resolutions have been passed. Dozens of sheriffs have said we're not going to comply with these unlawful orders. And the movement is really taking off. And stuff that we talk about at meetings like this, like the militia movement, the idea of a civil war, every question that John Irvine has asked for close to 8 years now, somewhat pertains to that. But so we talk about it here, but in polite society, you don't hear as much about the idea of militias and civil war and resistance and things like that. But now you are hearing it in Virginia. It is becoming mainstream. People are chomping at the bit. Look at these Facebook groups. Look at what's bubbling up. And this tyrant, this Ralph Northam guy, he's shown that how some of these liberal fools, these cowards, they overstep their boundaries, and it really helps the resistance. It really sparks people into fighting for liberty. I think we saw that with Obama too. When Obama showed up, the Tea Party happened. Ron Paul took off to a certain extent. People were really interested in fighting back. So these liberal tyrants, a lot of times what they try backfires, and we're seeing that in Virginia right now. And we also want to bring that here to the state of Michigan. There is a Facebook group that has 60,000 fans in a week and a half. I think it was started by Trucker Randy and Jeff Fuss and a few others. So I saw some eyes roll there, but nevertheless, the people are there, the support is there, and we need to get in on this. We need to do it in our counties, in our cities. I've seen different people going into these city councils in Virginia where they have 500 people, and they're going back and forth, and bureaucrats are crumbling under the pressure. And they're pushing these things through. So it's going to happen in every state sooner or later. So we need to get in on this now while the getting's good. And let's not wait until Whitmer has what she needs to actually push this stuff. Let's not wait till Republicans get voted out and it's a full Democrat slate shoving this down our throats. Let's push this stuff now so that the politicians understand that this is a no-go. We're not going to accept gun control, so don't even try it. So we're going to be pushing this. I have two model resolutions. I have one that is being pushed by the organizers of the Facebook group. I have another one that was actually passed in Virginia at a city council meeting. So I will give these to Dennis Marburger, and he will blast them out to his whole list, which I'm sure most of you are on. I'll put it out on my list. I'll put it out on Facebook. I'll be writing more about this in the near future, so we'll get you on board with this, and you can talk to your city council, you can talk to your county commission, whoever else, put them on the spot, make them take a stand, and if they do the wrong thing, that makes them more vulnerable, and potentially we can vote them out and put a more patriotic person in there. So this will give, liberty-minded people, something to do that's very productive, and it's a national movement that's growing, so something to be very, very encouraged about. If people get angry enough, the legislators will react to that anger because they fear for losing their jobs. And again, we do have some good people in the legislature. We heard one earlier, Representative Riley, who will champion this cause. So put it out there. The momentum will build, and then the ball will get rolling from there. Thank you.
Thank you, Shane. Good round of applause for Shane.